Hello, my viewers. This is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4, and happy Monday evening to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in week 15 of our Toronto Huskies franchise, and we will be in Orchard Park, New York, taking on the Buffalo Bills. And their defense is ranked 32, and our offense is ranked number 1. And our offense is ranked number 1, and their defense is ranked 29th. So we're still undefeated, and we're the only team to be undefeated in the league right now. So if you take a look at the playoff picture, that's us, the Toronto Huskies, at the number 1 seed. If we win more games, or if we lose 1 or 2, we'll still be at that number 1 seed because we're the only undefeated team as of right now. So without a further ado, we'll see you guys. Well, we'll show you the uniforms, and we'll see you guys at kickoff. Alright, for the Toronto Huskies, the road team, they're going to be wearing their all-gray jerseys to Orchard Park, New York, near Lake Erie. So I'll make the Buffalo Bills wear white at home just because it gives us an opportunity to wear our colored jerseys on the road. And I will do that mainly for the New York Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, sometimes the San Francisco 49ers, but I won't do it very often, and partially the Detroit Lions. So without a further ado, we'll see you guys at kickoff.
Today, from Buffalo Bills Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, it's week 15 of the NFL on EA as we'll see Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills taking on Joe Flacco and the Toronto Huskies.
Alright, now it is kickoff time here in Orchard Park, New York. And yes, my battery is low for my DualShock 4. So we get to see Golden Tate ready to return this kickoff. And he is actually going to take this down to the 38-yard line. I seriously thought we were going to get it all the way to the end zone, but no. This still gives us an opportunity at playing offense. So we're going to use some inside zone here with some Leon Avery. So we're going to hand this off to Avery, and he lost about 1 yard on that play. So this will be a 2nd and 11. Matt Milano made a great tackle on that play. 2nd and 11 now here for the Toronto Huskies as we're ready to run the ball. We got some Leon Avery in some action, gets stopped at the 16, 2 carries and 23 yards. So this will be his 5th rush of the season with more than 20 yards. So 1st and 10, Flacco handing this off to Leon Avery. And Leon Avery, no defenders trying to stop him there, and he gets that easy touchdown. And this is going to be the first TD of the game for the Huskies. Alright, 1st and 10 from the 32. We're ready to blitz here on the defense. And the Bills are using the I formation, and Devin Singletary, he lost 4 yards off that run play. So that is in fact going to be a 2nd and 14. Great stop there by the defense. So they're going to hand this off to Singletary again, and he gains that 4 yards back, but it's not a first down whatsoever. This will be a 3rd and 10 from the 32. So if the Bills don't get it on their first possession, then it looks like they don't get the first down, and they do not. Josh Allen only threw for 5 yards on that play, so this will be a 4th and 5. Golden Tate ready to return the punt now here for the Toronto Huskies. So number 19 there, he is ready to return. So he has a stiff arm once at it, and he gets stopped at the 32. So this is going to be a 1st down and 10. So we're actually going to use the double slants route here, and Joe Flacco will be our quarterback. So Joe Flacco steps back to pass, throws this out to Corey Davis, and he gets stopped there at the 37. All right, 1st and 10, Joe Flacco back to pass once added, firing this one out to Antonio Brown. That turns out to be incomplete. We're going to use a halfback flip screen here on 2nd and 10. And Flacco firing this one out. He catches it throws it to Antonio Brown, gets that into the end zone. That's a 37-yard touchdown. He has 1,831 receiving yards this season, so he might as well wind up being the NFL receiving leader this season and the most touchdowns receiving wise this season with 26 in all. All right, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. The Bills are on offense. Buffalo throwing this pass out, and Devin Singletary claims that reception. That's going to be a 1st and 10. We're going to blitz here on the defense. 1st and 10, 48-yard line, and Josh Allen, he's going to hand this one off to Devin Singletary, and he gets stopped there at the 49. So this will conclude the first quarter. All right, 3rd down and 1 from the 42-yard line. And they're going to they're going to throw this pass. And unfortunately, Josh Allen gets sacked on that play. Carl Lawson recovers a fumble, and he scores this to begin the 2nd quarter. So we have 42 sacks defensively this year, and they're going to take this one to the house. Carl Lawson scoops up that fumble. The ball was out there, and I couldn't believe how much yardage that Josh Allen lost. I mean, Darius Williams, he ran to the quarterback, so he made that good sack there on that play. So it's now 21-0 Toronto. We're going to take a break. So now the defense, Dante Hightower makes that fumble recovery. So during the break there, Josh Allen, he got sacked twice in a row, but then he fumbled that ball. They fumbled it twice, and Toronto is back at it again. So we're going to run this ball with Leon Avery. 1st and 10, Bills now have their 2nd turnover of the football game, and Leon Avery gets stopped at the 17-yard line. They are in the red zone, by the way, and they just only need 10 yards to be 1st and goal. So 1st and 10, 17-yard line, hands this off to Leon Avery, gets stopped at the 18, so he lost about 1 yard on that play. And this will be a 2nd down and 11. I don't want to do another red inside zone, really, just because I tend to lose at least 1 or 2 yards on that play. So I'm going to hand this one off to Le'Veon Bell. He only gained about 6 yards on that play. 3rd and 5 at the 12-yard line. So I'm trying to figure out what my game plan is. All right, so I use an I-form pass play anyways, but it turns out that's an incompletion, so this will be a 4th and 5. We have no choice whatsoever to take the field goal, which we will make this from only 12 yards out. So they kick it, it's good. All right, so after the 2-minute warning break, it's now 24-0. We actually made our first field goal of the season, and it rarely happens, us making field goals, 3-point field goals, so that just keep that in mind. We're more of a touchdown because we have the number one offense. We have loads of 80 to 90 overall superstar players on this team. So 3rd and 7 now from the 36-yard line. They throw this pass. That's not going to be a 1st down at all, but he does have a perfect pass rating, Josh Allen, 5 for 6 there. So we're actually going to be ready to return the punt. So they're at their own 40-yard line. So they punt this away. So Golden Tate is ready to return this one. He has the speed to return this one. And oh, wow. There are no defenders trying to stop him there. He has loads and loads of daylight, and he gets this into the end zone to conclude the first half. That was a 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. So Golden Tate now has 4 punt return touchdowns this year, and I think he might lead the league in special teams touchdowns. I'm not 100% sure, but if it was my presumption, he would. So, in other words, this will be a 31 to nothing lead here in Orchard Park, New York, not far from Lake Erie, about an hour from Erie, Pennsylvania. So, we'll see you guys in the second half. All right, 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line, and they're actually gonna throw the ball out, and that turns out to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs almost had that reception, but it is now a 2nd and 10, an incompletion there by Josh Allen. So he throws another incomplete pass, 8 for 12, 73 yards. So this is now 3rd and 10. So we've only allowed 13 rushing yards in this game so far. So that is another incompletion. So this will have to be a 4th and 10 now. Toronto's on offense, so they're going to know what they're going to do once they have possession of the football. So they're going to punt this out. And Golden Tate, as you guys saw at the end of the first half, he returned that one all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. And he doesn't, unfortunately, on this one, but it's 3 minutes and 37 seconds to go in this third quarter. We're going to use a quick slant route here on 1st and 10 from the 41. Joe Flacco stepping back to pass once at it, firing this one out to Antonio Brown. And he's still on his feet whatsoever. And we go out at the 14-yard line. So 3 for 5, 114 yards and 1 touchdown. 1st and 10 now for the Toronto Mounties. And he's only 2 receptions away from claiming his 75th reception on the season. And he gets that in there. So it's now going to be a 38 to nothing lead here in Toronto, here in Orchard Park, New York. Alright, so now the Buffalo Bills are using the I formation here for the offense. And they're actually going to try to throw the ball, but he gets sacked by loads amount of yards. C.J. Mosley with the first sack of the game. He lost 16 on that play. So the Huskies defense has done a 5-star rating today, an A+ for them. But whatsoever, Josh Allen loses the football, and it is scooped up by the Toronto Huskies defense, and we take this one all the way to the end zone. Casey Hayward with that fumble recovery, and that is going to be a 45 to nothing lead. Actually, we're going to make it 46 now, because we're hopefully trying to find a way that we can get a 2-point conversion, and we do actually get this in. So it's now 46 to nothing Toronto. We're actually going to take a break here, and we'll see you guys when we're back on offense. And Darius Williams has an interception, and he's not going to get a pick six out of this one. So this will be Josh Allen's first interception thrown of the game. And this will be Darius Williams' 9th INT on the season. So now Flacco, he's going to step back to pass once at it with Antonio Brown. And he does get stopped there at the 24-yard line. So he has 2 touchdowns on the day. 4 receptions, 114 yards for AB, the former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver superstar. He was on the cover of Madden NFL 19. So Antonio Brown, he is going to get stopped at the 8-yard line. So this will be a 1st and goal, 5th reception of the game for Antonio Brown. So this is a 1st and goal. They're going to hand this one off to Leon Avery, and he gets out of bounds there at the 5-yard line. So this will be 2nd and goal at the 5. So Flacco, he's going to step back to pass. Actually, don't know where I'm going to throw who I'm going to throw this to, but I get sacked. And this will be a 3rd and goal, and we'll see you guys in the 4th quarter. All right, 2nd and 9 from the 10-yard line, 4th quarter back at it. Josh Allen, he gets fumbled. There is a 2-point safety, so this will be, as in a matter of fact, a free kick at the 20 for the Toronto Huskies. So we're ready to return. Great great sack by the defense, by the way. And Antonio Brown, he's still on his feet, once at it again. Still on this kick return. He gets stopped there at the 37. 4th quarter went off to a great start for the Huskies defense. They got a 2-point safety courtesy of Carl Lawson. And we run the ball with Leon Avery for 7 carries, 65 yards. So this is a 2nd and 1 now. And we're actually going to use some Ben Roethlisberger for the 4th quarter as our QB. As in a matter of fact. So we're actually going to use Roethlisberger instead of Flacco being our quarterback. I mean, he did a great job. He had a perfect passer rating of 158.3 today. So I'm just going to let Ben Roethlisberger have the talent. So he's going to throw this one out to T.Y. Hilton. Gets stopped at the 15 there. He goes out of bounds, rather. 29-yard reception. So that is a 1st and 10. So we're going to use an 866 hook pass play on 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. So he steps back once at it again, throws this one out to Rob Gronkowski. He goes out of bounds there at the 4. And this is going to be a 1st and goal. And we're going to use the 866 hook pass play on 1st and goal. Roethlisberger's going to step back. Don't know who I'm going to pass it to, but I get pressured down. I do not get sacked, by the way. And this is a 2nd and goal, so my intended receiver will be Rob Gronkowski. And it's not a completed pass again. So what am I going to do? I'm going to use a halfback blunt drive with Leon Avery as my running back. Hopefully we should be able to get this into the end zone, and we do for the touchdown. This will be his 2nd rushing TD of the game. And this will now be a 55-0 lead here for the Toronto Huskies today. They have been off to a tremendous start, and they're playing their best today. 1st and 10, 29-yard line. Once at it, Stephon Diggs claims that reception, so that will be a 2nd and 2. We're going to use a man coverage here at the 37-yard line. So now we're ready to play some defense here. Once at it, there is a pass deflection there. It was incomplete. We should have had it intercepted, but I would have loved it. But 3rd and 2 now from the 37. Josh Allen, he gets sacked at the 30. Devin McCourty, the former New England Patriots secondary, made that sack there on that play. So this will result in a 4th down. All right, 4th and 9 now from the 30-yard line. Golden Tate, he's ready to return the punt now for Toronto. And Toronto is actually going to break some tackles. They get stopped there at the 36 whatsoever. This will result in a 1st and 10. So we're actually going to use the weak formation here. We're going to use the counter run play with Leon Avery. And he's not a bad player all in all. I mean, he's lost quite a bit of yardage today, but that's not going to affect him as much throughout this throughout the postseason, which we will definitely make postseason, by the way, with this win over the Bills. So we're going to hand this one off to Le'Veon Bell, and he gets stopped at the 37 there, 3rd and 9. And we're actually going to use the I form here, and we're going to use a PA scissors pass play. We're going to use some Ben Roethlisberger once at it, but I'm thinking about throwing this one out deep to Rob Gronkowski at the 37. Roethlisberger stepping back to pass. He's going to fire this one out to Gronkowski. He steps out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play. That is a unnecessary roughness call on Anthony McDaniels. So that's going to be an automatic first down for the Huskies. So we have it now at the 29-yard line. And now Roethlisberger, he's ready to run the ball, and he gets stopped there at the 19 for a gain of 10 yards. So that is a first down at 10, which is good. That's what I'd like to see, because we like to see talented players rise on this team. And I'm going to throw this one out to Gronk, and that turns out incomplete. But I'm still going to run the ball with Leon Avery to get that first down, second and 10 whatsoever. I'm going to hand this off to Avery. And Leon Avery gets stopped at the 7. There are 11 carries, 86 yards. So I know he didn't get 100 yards today, but I'm very impressed that he had a great running mechanism in today's episode. And this is going to be a second and goal. This concludes it, by the way, here in Orchard Park, New York, with a Toronto Huskies victory over the Buffalo Bills. All right, Joe Flacco, perfect pass rating, 158.3 pass rating, 7 for 9, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Josh Allen, 44.0 pass rating, 9 for 16, 81 yards today, and he had 1 INT. Ben Roethlisberger, 84.7 pass rating. He only threw 3 for 6, no touchdowns, no INTs. Leon Avery, 12 carries, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Devin Singletary had 4 carries, 4 yards, and averaged 1 today. Antonio Brown had 5 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day today, with averaging 26. And I think he's the only offensive player to receive touchdowns today. Defensively, this is going to be a long list to explain here. CJ Mosley, Devin McCourty, Carlos Dunlap, Darius Williams, and Carl Lawson all claimed sacks for Toronto. So there were 5 sacks defensively. And the Bills just had 0.5 sacks. So Darius Williams was the only player to claim an interception in today's episode. There were quite a bit of fumble recoveries. Marquez Stevenson with 1. Casey Hayward had 1. Dante Hightower had 1, and Carl Lawson. And Lawson and Hayward both claimed touchdowns out of that one. So they were the only 2 defensive touchdowns whatsoever. Carl Lawson scored Buffalo's only 2-point safety, and I think that began the fourth quarter. There was a punt return for a touchdown to end this first half whatsoever. Golden Tate, 4 punt returns, 166 yards, the longest of 94, and scored 1 touchdown. So that wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next episode.